Good morning, traders. Jim Smith, James, Robert Pro, Stephen, Bob Peterson, who loves Lunatic, Installer Pro, Chad, Martina, Alfredo, Mr. Rodriguez, David Knight, Jeff, Gilbert, Melanie, Mopster, David, and everybody that hasn't chatted, good morning. Francisco, Pablo, Roth. It's glad to be back. I guess that's what I should say. After yesterday's little excursion with YouTube. And these bugs need to go away. I get all tuned in, ready for the week, and all of a sudden I can't log in, and that just kind of breaks the stream there. Kind of takes you out of your mode. Good morning, Island Mark. MY. It wasn't me, Melanie. Kind of been watching BIOL. I don't understand why it's pulled back so far, but we'll see, I guess. Good morning, Rob and iShine. Looks like we might have a good morning this morning. Let's see how it goes. Still got about 3 minutes to go. Good morning, John, Fire Medic Dave. Ready to make some money this morning. Didn't even get a chance yesterday. Good morning, JC. Kind of strange. I had trouble with all three platforms, YouTube, Discord, and ThinkorSwim. It's like there was a bug somewhere, but not on my system. Looks like BIOL may do something at pre-market open. Good morning, Broke Joe. So if you've never been here before, we're going to be watching these two columns. This one is a momentum indicator. It's looking back 30 minutes for anything that moves. Once it finds them, it gives them a score. They're barely moving. The score will be low. The better they're moving, the higher the score. We like to see them crawl up the ladder. Or at least nowadays, we don't care if they just pop in the first position. We need something. But once they do, we watch this volume spike indicator to see if the buyers are coming in. and it's measuring volume, sellers and buyers, or I should say positive volume up and negative volume down. Then we look over at the chart to see if we have a crossover of the moving averages, and we see these arrows pop in. These are spike arrows. We're always monitoring this first candle, and right now it's bullish. That's what this little label is here. It's only for this candle. We like to see there's lots of volume coming in the stock and that the stock is trending upwards. We also monitor the overall volume, and right here it'll tell you if there's more buyers or more sellers in the overall volume of this stock. Let's see what happens here. Definitely trying to move up. Not looking real strong though. This back here kind of worried me about this stock. I mean, why would it fall off so much? It's not really wanting to go. It looked like equal buyers and sellers. We are bearish in that candle. Pulling back now. Make sure your chart is on EXT or you won't be able to buy stocks in pre-market. Looks like the volume spikes had quit. Good morning, AC, Dana, Michael. Well, normally when we see a stock pull up like this and then a few profit takers, we see more buyers come in, and that's not happening this morning. At least not yet, anyway. Needs to break this resistance line here. Go back up, retest it, and then take off. Morning, Kenneth. I'm not seeing a pullback here. I'm seeing a sell-off for profit takers because it could not break through resistance. Good morning, Back Road Bound. Good morning, Alex Tan. Bob, they resolved themselves. I think there was an internet bug somewhere. Almost every live stream on YouTube was down, so I know it's not my issue. Was nothing I could do. I tried and tried. I just could not establish a connection. Looks like we're getting the same response as the first run up on this stock. Habanero, look at the code of the one that's showing negative numbers, and at the bottom, if you see negative numbers down at the bottom in the code, you have the wrong script loaded. Good morning, Hollywood. If you look up at the screen, Habanero, I'll show you what I'm talking about. If you see minus signs beside these numbers, then that's for shorting. It's not for long. So it's running the same code, but it's measuring positive on one application, and on the shorting side, it's also measuring negative numbers. So the stronger the drop in the stock, it can run up to minus 10, minus 20. It's just measuring the strength down or measuring the strength up. Currently quiet, nothing really happening yet. Looks like everybody wanted this one to go up, but there wasn't enough buyers to drive it. We have Rivian right here in the earnings scan. If it's going to make a move, it'll be after market open probably. I don't think Rivian trades in pre-market. Unless there's a bunch of buyers, then it would trade in pre-market. So if they have a good earnings report, it's going to be pumping up right here in the volume spike along with the Momo. BYU making a move here. See if we can get some volume to come in. Need to watch this current bar volume. It's only 10 cents between those two lines. Don't get too excited. And it's kind of looking like a pump and dump. Well, I guess it's going to run. It's kind of a quick jump. I don't think I would have had time to even get in. Looks like it's going to run. I don't like chasing green candles, so I'm going to hold off here. Need something a little bit calmer. Good job, Dana. That was kind of weird to me. I mean, it popped up and we were first to know right here on this candle. Then it pulled back and then all of a sudden it was boom and it was already up here. I didn't have a chance to even strike at it. Could get another opportunity here. They can pull back down to 356. That would be a good number. May not make it that far. You have to really pay attention. That one came up really fast. I just happened to be looking up when it hit the first row. It was up already. Then down. Then other people saw it and drove it up. And now back down. Back down to that 356 level. If it's going to bounce, it should do it here. This would actually be the third run up. I'm going to say that was probably a pump and dump setup. If you caught some of it, you are very fast. Like to see them respond a little bit slower than this one did. I mean, it was just full-blown candle right at the start, then a pullback, and then this candle exploded just really quick. Kind of tells me there was somebody pumping it up. Now it's lost all of its steam. Rivian did make a good rise from $8.60 to $19, about 40 cents. $18.60 to $19. Not a whole lot of volume on Rivian. Might be worth sitting on a couple of hundred shares just to see where it goes. There's a nice jump up right there with 10 cents. Greg, you're right. I'd like to see a pullback on Rivian. That would be a good entry if it does. I'd like to see it pull back to about this area. What you want to see, not a huge sell-off after that run up. It's just a couple of profit takers. They probably noticed the volume died. Thank you for joining us, P. If you need any help after a while, after the live stream, I'll be available about 10 o'clock. And welcome home. This is home for traders. Looks like more buyers are now interested. This could be the pullback. That's maybe all you're going to get out of it. It didn't sell off real hard. Not liking the volume on it, though. It doesn't look like it has a lot of interest in it this morning. Good morning, Skywalker. Good morning, Martin. Still waiting to see. I'm going to let this market calm down a little bit before I do an introduction. I'd like to make a few dollars, make up for yesterday's no trades. Good morning, WM, Frank. If you were going to sit on a couple of hundred shares, this would be the area you'd want to do that. But if it drops below this support level, I'd consider getting out. Might run up a little bit more later. It is holding this price level. That's a good sign. EVGO taking off. It hit the top line up here. It's bullish. Very low volume. Need the buyers to come in. Might just be somebody purchasing some shares to sit on. It's not a big rush to buy. That's how sensitive these indicators are. If somebody just goes in, if the stock has no volume and somebody buys, let's just say 500 shares, it's going to move a little bit because there's no volume. And that's the only volume is from the new purchase. And it picks that up as soon as the candle moves. Picker, we'll have to deal with it after the live stream. I'm trying not to turn this into a support stream. That's not what it's designed for. This is a trading session. If it's just something I can answer, I'll gladly do it. But if I've got to dig into your system, you're going to have to wait till this stream is over, and I'll be glad to help you. No big deal. So if you're new here, I'm Ricky Gaspard. I'm a guy who trades from his home office. I've been trading on ThinkorSwim since the 1990s. I'm also a ThinkScript coder, and I write my own scripts. I created a couple of scripts here ThinkorSwim said I couldn't do, and I managed to pull it off with a lot of prayer. First one I created was this volume spike indicator. Well, I see BYU moving. It's interrupting me. And this indicator measures positive and negative volume. So if there's volume and the price is moving up, it's going to be bullish. If it's positive and the price is moving down, it's going to be bearish. So the moment any stock starts moving, you're going to know first by this column firing up. And I created this momentum indicator off of this script, and it's looking back 30 minutes for any stock that has moved even the slightest over the last 30 minutes. So if you started at the bottom of this list and work your way up, you're going to be in sooner down here than up here. So each day what I do is I click on each one as the list grows longer and shorter and see if there's any entries I can get near the bottom. This is near the bottom, but it's not going up. So once we see the numbers start spiking up here or down here, we check them out. If it's really going, we click on the stock and we confirm that we have a moving average crossover here, which is the 5 and the 13 EMA. And this is called the pullback strategy that I like to use. So once we get the crossover and these white arrows start coming in, these white arrows are letting you know the volume is increasing. And your candles may be a different color. I have changed mine because of my vision issues. So we watch for this spike to come in, this crossover, these arrows. Then we look down here and make sure that we have enough volume to get in and out safely and quickly. We also monitor this first candle as the stock is moving, and it's indicated by a label up here that says bullish or bearish. So if this candle was bullish, it would be green up here, and if it was bearish, it would be red. So to quickly learn this, you load the indicators on your system. You come here and watch these live streams each morning. Watch me demonstrate how this system works. It's very powerful. So once you get used to it, you see this happening and you click on it and you quickly confirm, yes, that's a crossover with arrows. Is this green and this green? Maybe I've got an entry here. We like to watch the stock run up, and I'll usually mark the top level. When it pulls back, I'll mark the bottom level. This would be resistance. This would be support. Once we break off a support and start running up, your entry is going to be down here. And it happens to work, I'm going to say almost 90% of the time. I don't think we've actually missed one for quite some time by playing the pullback. Never trade off of my screen. My screen is sometimes delayed and sometimes it don't work at all, like yesterday. So make sure you set up on your own computer before you start trading this setup. If you haven't been to our YouTube channel, I'll post a link in the chat. Watch the videos on our YouTube channel. As this system started to grow 6 months ago, you'll see some older videos and some newer videos. Watch those videos. They teach you a lot. Each one of them has a little bit more information that you need to learn. Beneath the video in the description is a link to our Discord. Once you join our Discord, make sure you accept the disclaimer because you won't see any channels if you don't. Then head over to our how-to videos if you don't know how to load these scripts and labels and indicators. It'll walk you through the process of getting set up. Once you know how to install, head over to Current Setup. That's where all the files are. Those are the latest versions. That's what you see on my screen. If you still have trouble getting everything installed, head over to the support department. Leave me a question. I'll get to you as soon as I can. Visit our other channels on Discord. We have the Trading Floor with Gregster and River Place Dad doing their due diligence on stocks. It's a good idea to follow them during the day. They post some really good stocks that have great capability of going up. Over in Options Trader, we have It's Me Bob. He's the guy over there leading the options. He's also one of our moderators, so you got to pay attention to what he's saying. He knows a lot about options. Sometimes he holds a live stream if he gets enough participants, and he goes a little bit more in depth in options. He's a good one to listen to. I really strongly suggest if you want to get into options, you pay him a visit. Make sure you subscribe to YouTube channel. That's where I release all new indicators or new training videos. Each time I post one, if you're a subscriber, you'll be notified. Thank you for joining us this morning as we wait on another stock to pop up. Good morning, Martin, Flo, WM, Frank, Picker, Hamrick, Gregor, good morning, Brian. Good morning, Skits. I don't know about you guys, but I'm so ready for a bull market and get all of this negativity out of the way. Would really be nice to have 3 or 4 runners in the morning instead of one occasional stock. HCWB popped up in the top with a little bullish signal. Looks like it gapped up for some reason, and now it's pulling back. Good morning, Scott, Shoki, Brian. Brian, the relative volume just shows you how many times greater the volume is currently compared to past. So this stock here is trading 1.1 times more than it has in the previous past. This one will be trading 57 times more than normal. But I'm mainly focused on here. I do glance over here to see, but I already know it's trading higher than normal because of these 2 indicators. It's kind of like eye candy, I guess you could say. Good morning, Raphael. Gary, you can go over to TOS Scans. It's listed there over in Discord. Good morning, Frank. Stone Cold Stock Killer. If you're new here, this will make you get rid of your paid subscription. This is a lot better. Get multiple choice here instead of waiting for a paid subscription to call out one stock at a time. Gregard, you shouldn't have the option to select daily or minute. The all stock scan only has a price range that you want to trade. There's no filters there whatsoever. So if yours in the scan setting still has the average volume, delete that line, but just make sure that it's sorted by volume descending. I did update that scan. I removed it, re-uploaded it to have only the price if you just want to reload the scan, if you're not familiar with coding or how to build scans. Good morning, Gus. And welcome aboard, Gus. Always a pleasure to get new subscribers. I want everybody to learn. That's why I'm doing this for free. Giving away my indicators. I want you to make money. This is a tough market. Kind of felt like I needed to step up to the plate and do my part. And it's worked out quite well. But quite a few subscribers making money. You can ask any of them. HSCS. Good morning, Johnny. Thank you very much. Looks like we're getting buyer interest on this stock. The volume is picking up on this candle. There's the bullish signal. It's a cheaper penny stock. I'm not interested in it, but those of you who like the cheaper stocks, there may be an opportunity here. If you notice, we immediately got on this stock. It immediately came to this top up here as soon as it started moving. You can't ask for a faster indication than that. Not seeing any spikes, so don't get your hopes up too high. and the volume is quite low. You want to really see this volume spike pumping really hard. That way you know you're safe by clicking the mouse button to get in. If there's lots of buyers on board, you'll be able to slip in and slip out without even being noticed. But when the volume's just trickling like this, it's a lot harder to get this stock to drive up. There's not enough buyer interest in it. So you want to see this number really flying on this current volume bar. That tells you everybody has found it. See you later, Fire Medic Dave. You are quite welcome. And thanks for being here. Wish you could hang around longer. Thank you for the compliment, Gus. I hear you, Dave. You have a blessed day out there and be careful. So if you think about what I've done here with these two indicators, and if you compare them to the current indicators that are available, I like to look at it as this is actually live. It's keying us off on live action right here on the first candle. All of the other indicators, to me, I like to say they're like a map of the past, because they're mainly just following the trend of a stock. We are getting a little bump up here on this penny stock. So I wasn't worried about what happened in the past. They say, watch the indicators all my life. It's going to repeat what it did in the past, and that's not necessarily true. So I came up with something that I want to know what's going to happen now. And that's when these indicators were born. Now is what I want to know, not what has already happened. TD Ameritrade did a test on it, on this system here, and they could not believe the results. They did a 5-year study, back testing on Apple with this script. They lost very few money, but they gained $35,000 over 5 years on one stock. You can find that video over on YouTube. Ken Rose was the host of that show. He tested it for a couple of weeks with surprising results. Good morning, ALV. Francisco, I'm a scalper, so I really don't have a setup, so to speak. My setup is these volume spikes taking off and this volume increasing and this crossover. So once it fires here, I like to watch it run up first. I don't usually chase green candles unless I feel that I'm at the bottom. I may chase it then. But I like to watch for a pullback before the next run up. So let's just say this did not exist and this stock took off and we're notified about here and it goes up. Then we wait for a pullback. I usually put a line here for resistance and support. And if it bounces off of this support for the next run up, my trigger to get in is bouncing off of that support. Then I'm in for a quick profit and out within less than a minute, hopefully. Sometimes I'll hang on 1 or 2 minutes to see where it goes. And that's my setup. My setup is these two indicators. Once it pulls back to the support level, if you start seeing a green candle, and you can wait if you want to confirm, wait till that second candle. I normally don't because the odds of me winning are pretty high. So once it pulls back to support and you see a big green candle come back in, you know it's going to run up again. And I only know that from using it over and over again. You get used to the activity and the price action. It helps you learn price action by playing stocks this way. I need to click on a few here. Roth, that is correct. If you watch these live streams every morning, you'll see me do it over and over and over. And now other subscribers are doing it just as well. It's a very good setup. Has a great percentage of success. BYU making its way back up. This would be resistance over here. So it may not make it past this level. We are watching the volume on this current bar. So this would not be a pullback. This is just because it's been laying flat and other people are coming in. The pullback would be when it reverses back down to this level and then bounces back up. This would be called chasing green candles and taking a chance, and you would have won on that instance. I try not to chase green candles. I like to play the pullbacks. Because if it's a strong stock and it can withstand a small pullback and run up again, it's almost guaranteed profit. So in an instance like this, I would wait for it to hit resistance, pull back down. If I get another green candle, I'll ride it back up to resistance. Because you can see if I were to chase this green candle, I'd probably be negative or zero about this time. That's why I don't chase them. Good job, Greg. You notice over here, we're tracking every move this stock is making. It's pulling back. It's letting us know it's bearish. If we watch this one little green label here that says current volume bar, we can watch the reversal here as the volume picks up and the colors change here. We have pulled back to almost 356, which would be support level. But since we had a weak run up, I'm not expecting a bounce up. It'll be quite obvious when we get a runner. You will know. It'll pop up here and this bar will take off like you've never seen before. Just last week, we had one go from about $3.75 to, I believe it was $19. In pre-market, I think it went up about $1, but continued to go throughout the day. A couple months ago, we had one run from $3.75 in pre-market to $60. Doesn't happen all the time, but if you're here, you'll experience things like this. And we were the first to know when that stock first took off. Robert, we did have another one like that. It went really high. When you catch stocks like that, that's when you make up for the days you didn't get a trade. You buy enough shares and ride them up, make up for all of the sadness. Coming up on that 7 o'clock hour, we got about 4 minutes to go. If news comes out, it usually comes out at the top of the hour. 7 o'clock has been pretty profitable for us at times. So we'll be ready. We'll be watching the volume spike around 7. See if something takes off. That would be a support level if it doesn't continue to fall. It did not have a strong second run up here. Never made it back up to resistance. Well, it kind of did, but it was weak. It fell right back down. I would not call this support, even though it is. It looks like it's going to just either fall low again back down to this level, or it may just channel right on across and stay in this area. If it becomes strong again, it'll pop right back up in this area over here. Elmore, it's live. It's watching the real-time volume. It's not looking back. Only this script is looking back. No delays in the volume spike. It is as it happens. Francisco, I use buy the ask, sell the bid, limit order. No brackets, no stop losses, no take profit areas. Everything is in the mouse. I'm scalping. I don't really have time to think about a stop loss or anything. If I'm confident with these two indicators and I see a run up, I'm not worried about a stop loss. I'm getting in on a run up. If I see it reversing, I'll immediately get out. I'll cut my losses short or take my profit. When you're scalping, it's not about bracket orders. It's about get in and get out. I'm not sitting here waiting on something to hit a stop. I'm going to cut my losses very quickly. I'm not going to give it 10%. I don't need to. If I'm wrong, I'm out. That's why we want to see a big green candle in this current bar volume really flying. We know there's not going to be a seller in there if they're driving it up. The selling will become obvious when it hits a resistance level. I'm also using auto send. Auto send means when I click buy the ask, I instantly get a fill. Well, hopefully, if TD Ameritrade gives it to me. But they do most of the time. I'm almost instantly in. And when I click to sell the bid, I'm instantly out. Sometimes I get a bad fill. Sometimes I get a bad exit. That happens occasionally, but it's rare. Well, if I can catch this one, we'll look at it. RBLX taking off here. You'll watch. If it gets stronger, it'll make its way up the list. So we knew immediately when the buyers came in. Now other people will find it and they'll drive it up even more from this point. It's not a pullback, but you can take a chance here. If you participate in these live streams, you will learn that on the first initial run, it'll pull back slightly, then other people will find it, and then they come in and drive it up a little more. And I would be out there if I had bought here. I did not buy it. I could have picked up about 50 cents right here had I pulled the trigger, maybe 60 cents. Going to run up a little more. And I'm never sorry that I sold early because they use most all the time run up a little more. If it does run up a little more, that means I made a safe entry and a safe exit. There was no chance of it pulling back. Good job, Dana. So now if it's strong, if it pulls back here, I'll set a resistance level. Wherever that red candle ends up, it may end up, it's usually half of the previous candle down here, the half of the previous big candle. So if it pulls back, it'll pull back to about here, and that would be the second entry if we get another green candle off of this support level. They may just keep pumping it in, driving it up. You can see there are not a lot of buyers in here. Pretty safe when you see this volume spike kick in. Look how they drove this stock up. We saw it on the first candle. It pulled back red to here. Then I said more buyers will come in, and they did, and they drove it up again. This is what you're going to learn here. You're also going to learn the pullback. If I can get a pullback out of this one, I'll demonstrate that as well. Sometimes missed by 50 cents is good news if everyone was expecting 60 or 75. Good strong stock here, no sell-off. I am recording. You can replay it after the live stream is over. Going up a little more. So they must have missed earnings, but they didn't miss it as bad as everyone was anticipating. Sometimes you have to accept a little negativity to make any money, and I guess that's what they're doing here. Dana, me too. It's been so bad lately. We did make money last week. Hopefully we'll make some this week before it's over with. We do have Thursday coming up tomorrow, which is another good day for us. Friday's not so good. Friday, usually everybody's selling, taking profits. So this happened right about that 7 o'clock hour. Here you see 7 o'clock right here. RBLX still going up. Keep in mind, we caught this stock down here at around 37, let's say, and we're already at 39.05. You can see the separation between these two moving averages. The wider this gap becomes between the two, the stronger the run up. The more north they're pointing, the safer it is to get in. James, I missed it too. I was talking away, telling everybody how it works, and it happens to me all the time. I get carried away in my conversation. It's because I don't want you guys to miss it, so I continue to talk through the stock, candle by candle. So if you held on this long, I'd be getting out. Even though it may go up more, you made decent profit if you got in on this first candle. So if you want to make money before the market opens, come sit with us, have coffee, watch these stocks take off, click that mouse button. We do this almost every day, unless YouTube crashes on us. Pedro, I say bad market because we don't have near as many stock picks as we should have for a bullish market. It's bearish. The pickings are thin. The overall sentiment of the market is not good. A lot of traders are still sitting on their hands. It's more than just up or down, it's the overall sentiment of the market. Stone cold yesterday, YouTube crashed. I could not get a live stream started, and many other live streams were down as well. It was out of my control. Believe me, I want to be here just as much as you want me to be here. I want to make money too. So if you participate in these live streams over and over, you'll realize that I don't have to prove these indicators. They prove themselves. I don't have to look at you and say, hey, look, this will work for you. The evidence is clear. When When you have indicators this good, there's no explanation needed. You just need to tell people how to use them. Robert, are you saying I missed it or you missed it or we all missed it? Yeah, I missed it as well. We were probably watching Rivian at that time. Hollywood, absolutely. CDIO slowly creeping up. It does have nice volume. The buyers are coming in. It's really only up, what, 7%, 10%? It has room to run. You can see our 30-minute indicators getting longer. It's finding more stocks that have moved over the last 30 minutes. Skits, I don't understand your question about would I catch it early at 15? What do you mean? The run was back here, but at that time we were watching another stock as this one was running up. Would I get in here? Probably not. The run and the money was back here. I'm still a little lost in your question. Are you talking about the chart time frame being 30 minutes? Or are you talking about this 30-minute indicator over here? This indicator you never change. That 3 minutes you see in settings is not a 3-minute chart. It's a multiplier that I'm using over the last 10 candles. So if you multiply 3 times the 10 candles, that's 30 minutes. So it's looking at 10 30-minute candles. 10 3-minute candles, which equals 30 minutes. Never change that number, though. I fine-tuned this thing very well. If you change it, it's not going to function as it should. The only thing you need to do to the momentum indicator is right-click on the name, edit the formula, and make sure that it includes extended hours as checked. Once you do that, you should never have to do it again. CDIO pretty strong here. It's just gradually crawling up. Problem is we don't know where the top is. Randy, that is not correct. You will see it the moment it starts rising. That's why I have this other volume spike indicator. This is just tracking these stocks that you see listed here. So this stock actually down here, if it were to start spiking, you'll see it rolling up, climbing up the ladder. So this column finds the stocks. This one lets us know when they take off. We are bullish on CDIO. It's down here in the all stock scan. It's steadily rising. Hopefully some of you are sitting on it. So this scan here is our pre-market scan. It has the after hours code by ThinkorSwim in the scan. This one doesn't. It's only the price that you want to trade and nothing else. No filters or anything. So this one's watching pre-market activity. This one's watching pre-market plus other stocks. So we have to watch both the watch list, because sometimes they'll spike down here and then all of a sudden you'll see them jump to up here. This one's starting to move. Looks like it's already made one run up. It did do a pullback. The entry would have been down here. But it didn't trigger over here until now, but it may have been down here. I may have just overlooked it. Does have some volume coming in. That last candle was 66,000. It's a penny stock. It's paying out pennies. still rising. I'm watching the bullish here on CDIO. It's actually bearish. So far this morning, we've had 3 good runners. Not tremendous gains, but we did catch them early. The SOPA is now selling off. Go back to CDIO. This probably is a pullback here. Since it's already ran up to resistance, I would wait till it breaks through, comes back down to retest it for the next run up. So if you're new here, you see how good this system works. Look at the subscribers' comments. They're telling me about stocks. That's a good thing. They've been here long enough to learn. They've seen what can happen. They've seen it happen over and over again. They caught on. And they know what to look for now. Good morning, OT. There you go, OT. Hollywood, that's what I hear. But you know, when you're here long enough, you won't need me anymore. You're just used to hearing my voice. My voice don't make you money. You clicking that mouse button does. The same thing's going to happen when I'm not here. But I miss you guys too when I'm not here. It's fun to trade together. We're all making the same decisions. When we're all making the same decisions, we're all seeing the same thing. And that helps a lot. Robert, I hope it ain't too calming. I don't want to put you to sleep. SOPA, the penny stock, trying to make another run at it. You can see the bullish signal up here. Want to see these numbers climbing, and they are. Climbing while it's bullish, that is. Let me clarify that. Bob, no, that's not good. You guys are much different than my wife. She can't wait for me to shut up. You know, y'all say I have an accent, but the person with the accent doesn't think he has one. But then when I listen to other people from other places, I think they have an accent. Kind of strange how that works. That's funny, Stone Cold. Don't put her to work. Buy a snowplow. I see Verb taking off here. So it spiked up. They took a little profit. Now watch, other people will find it and drive it up some more. There it goes. I don't buy these penny stocks. They don't produce enough profit for me. Looks like it's pretty weak. It does have good volume here, though. Still might be some more buyers on the way. It did not sell off. The volume has died. So that's a no entry. Thank you, Robert. That's why I don't want anybody trading off of my screen. YouTube is not dependable for accurate live streaming. SOPA's still moving here. Good morning, Dippy. It's nice to come here every morning without having to do homework the night before and just waiting on a stock to pop up before your eyes. The stocks come to us. We don't go searching for them. So if you like what you see here, hit the like button for me. That's how I earn my next cup of coffee, by teaching you for free. Let YouTube know I'm doing a good job. It also lets me know that I'm doing a good job and I want to continue. When you watch the other YouTube videos, like the videos, comment on the videos. That always helps YouTube to keep them up there at the top. Encourages YouTube to promote them as well and bring more traders to us. I also want to thank our Patreons. We get a couple every day. Thank you for your support. There's a link in Discord if you want to help me keep it going. It's called Voluntary Contributions. It's not mandatory. It's only if you want to help, and it's always greatly appreciated. Yes, you did, Installer Pro. Thank you very much. Francisco, I don't look for a certain volume level. In pre-market, they normally don't have any volume until news comes out or buyers come in. So the level would be this indicator taking off, letting me know that buyers are on a stock. Then I watch this current bar. If that volume continues and the price starts rising, that's when I want to make a decision to get in or not. Dippy, I don't know the language that the platform you're using is written in, but you may want to try copying one of the codes, take it over to one of the AI sources like ChatGPT and ask it to convert it to the code that your system is in and see if it works. They are moving averages. When you go over to current setup and you load the 4 files on Discord, you're going to get everything you see in the upper part of this screen. It's going to load these labels for you, the bid and the ask. It's going to load the bullish or bearish, these lines and these arrows. Step number 2 is going to load this label. 3 is going to load this volume spike, and step number 4 is going to load this momentum. Our current setup will always be in current setup. If I make any upgrades, I always inform every subscriber. Thank you, Dippy. I think if you paste the code in ChatGPT and say, convert this over to whatever script your platform is written in, it can pull it off, it may not. I don't really have a lot of success with ChatGPT unless it's just a normal type indicator. It can't tell you how to write scripts like this volume spike. At least I haven't found a way for it to do that. I'm seeing LIFW making a move here. This one's run up for the last couple of days. Yesterday, I don't know about. I was not able to trade. Kind of like those that missed the first run are hoping it'll do it again, and it very well could. We're probably going to start calming down as we get closer to 8 o'clock. RBLX making a smaller push up here. I don't expect it to go too far. Probably going to sell off a bit before the market opens. So at 8 o'clock, if you're new here, I'm going to take a 10-minute break. That's the dead zone that I call. Seems to go dead at 8 o'clock to about 8:10, 8:15. So I take a 10-minute break. And when I come back at 8:25, we set up for market open. AVI, you have to join the Discord, set the disclaimer so the channels will pop in, and head over to current setup and you can find all 4 of these indicators. It's the only files in current setup is these 4. The first install, you'll get these bid and ask and spread labels. You'll get the bullish and bearish, the indicators, the arrows. Step 2, you'll get this label. Step 3, you'll get the volume spike. And step 4, you'll get the momentum indicator. So if you're subscribed to YouTube, look down in the description below the video. Click on the Discord link. Head over to Discord and get signed up and join us every morning. Come here and learn, watch what we do. You'll catch on. You are welcome. Just make sure you watch the how-to videos. You watch the install video, it shouldn't be any issues. It helps me cut down on my workload. RBLX still holding strong, still making minor climbs. Getting closer to that quiet time. I don't expect any stocks to start taking off at this time of day. We may see some red coming in here about 8:10, 8:05. I might not be here. I'll be on break. Sometimes when I take a break, you get the opportunity to make money because that's when the stock runs up, is when I'm not here watching. If you're talking about this little clip here, that's because I set everything up under the Market Watch tab and not on the watch lists that are on the left side of your platform. I always use the Market Watch tab. And when you detach it, it leaves this little tab there. I guess it's your orders. Now, I don't know how to get rid of it. What happened here? Re-click the tab, Mr. Gaspard. Good morning, Wyatt. FTCI. I don't see a bounce coming. It's not on these charts. You're not going to see a bounce. RBLX creeping up a little more. I see RBLX over here in the earnings list. It may have had earnings or it's going to have earnings. 11.8 before market open. They must have already released them this morning. David, this is the simplest scan you've ever created. It's only the price. So you just create a scan with the price you want to trade, the minimum and the maximum, then sort it by volume descending, and that's what you see here. No filters, no nothing, just the price. You can load that scan in TOS Scans on Discord. It's nothing special. Of course, mine is set from like 25 cents to $500. But I suggest you set minimum and maximum to the price you can afford to trade and not monitor the whole market like I'm doing. Good to see we have a list this morning. We had some mornings where we had 3 or 4. At least we got about 15 or 20 now. Looks like 15 maybe. You can find this earnings scan over in TOS Scans as well. In the earnings scan, it's recording yesterday's earnings and today's earnings. Because sometimes if the earnings came out yesterday, there'll be a continuation of the price rising. So that's why we're searching for yesterday and today. I don't know if I would trust getting in before market open on this stock. It has sold off. It could sell off more at market open. You want to see stocks that are trending upwards and doing a slight pullback before the next run up. You don't want to try to chase a bottom. Most of the time that don't work. You probably could watch it for future moves. Pretty sure this is the stock that we traded on Monday from $4, and then later in the day it made it all the way to around 18 or 19. Now we're back down to 640 something, 625. It's quite a drop from the run up on Monday. Yeah, RBLX been making these little moves up. It's a very strong stock. I think we were triggered on RBLX right in here somewhere. And later on, I said it was a $2 gain to here. Then it held its price and it started creeping up slowly. So we had early notification of this stock. Good morning, Harleys. You can tell the market has calmed down around this 8 o'clock hour. Not much happening. So I'm going to take my 10-minute break here. You guys continue monitoring these two columns or go fill your coffee cup up like me. And I'll be back in 10 minutes. All right, I am back. And like I said, it's still dead. We may see some red come in here about 8:15 or so. Hopefully RBLX holds its price. I may pick up a couple hundred shares if it does at open. We're going to hang on to this pre-market scan and make sure that nothing gets pumped up before market open. If I change over now, you won't see it. So about 8:25, we'll move this scan up here, and down here I'm going to put in the high flyer scan. High flyers is a really good scan. If you don't have it loaded, you should. Sonia, you can see the watch list on mobile, but you will not see these indicators. I think the only indicators you can load on mobile are the ones that came with ThinkorSwim. And you could probably do moving averages on your scan on your chart window. Nightbreed, I am. We had such a bad week last week, I didn't really get to make a video where I could actually explain what that scan is doing. If I can't show you on a chart what it's doing, then you have to take my word for it, and I'd rather it be fact, not fiction. Want to see it happening on the video I produce, and last week did not allow me to do that. It was such an awful market. Good morning, Old Thumb. So this is that new scan. I'm continually watching, and you can see RBLX is at the top of the list. I'm thinking it's going to run up at open. If it does, I'll grab me a piece right from the start. I really don't want this stock to run up before market open, because then it brings difficulty into the play. Because if it runs up now, it could pull back at market open. I'd like to see it break out at market open. I may have to just buy that first green candle if it does that. That's gambling. I don't suggest anybody do that unless you have done it before and you know what to expect. But there's a possibility of a $4 gain here without a halt if it remains at this price level. About 3.5 more minutes, we'll set up for market open. Diet soda, I always use the 10% factor. That's usually what triggers a halt, is 10% of the current price. If it gaps up more than that and it's a big green candle, they will halt it. Same thing going down. If it gaps down more than 10%, they will halt it. So I'm just basing it off the 10% before the halt, and that's providing it can make the whole $4 run. The SPY does look good currently. Hopefully they don't sell it off at open. We need the SPY to stay strong. This stock very well could follow the SPY if it crashes. So I'm going to move the all stocks up here to the top. And I'm going to put the high flyers down here. So when market opens, it's going to get really volatile in this volume spike column. You won't know which direction to go. Just make sure you monitor these top 3 or 4 up here. That's where I always watch. Try to get a play. If you see a bunch of green candles at market open, try to play the pullback. Don't chase the green candles. Unless you're used to trading that way and you know you've got to be a fast mouse clicker to catch those profits. We are getting that slight pullback I was hoping for on RBLX. AT, I'm sorry, bud, but I don't have time to fix that right now. We're right close to market open. I'll be willing to help you after this live stream. You look in TOS scans, there's an image of my settings for the pre-market. You can compare yours to that image over in Discord on TOS scans. Look for my image and compare. That might fix your issues. So I'm watching the tick chart. It's green on RBLX. I'm also seeing this buyers down here. It's looking good for me so far. So I'll be watching RBLX at market open. If you have a different stock you want to watch, make sure you're on it on your computer. I won't be changing if I'm in this play until I'm out of it. And I may even go silent. These are the guys that are covering their profits. They probably got in back here somewhere. It's not a major sell-off. It's just those protecting profits. They are fearing of a gap down at open. They don't want to lose them, so they usually bail out right here just before market open. Got about a minute and 10 seconds to go. And remember, my screen is delayed. Do not trade off of my screen. Make sure you trade off of your own platform. I don't want you to lose money, so don't trade off of what you see in the live stream. As somebody mentioned early, they thought I was about a minute behind. I don't know if that's still true, but don't trust it. "40 seconds to go. Good luck to everyone." The SPY is looking a little red. Kind of figured they was going to do that to us. "15 seconds to go." RBLX selling off here. Good luck. I'm thinking we are going to pull up here. The SPY is going up. They are trying to drive it down. Up a little more. I'm going to take that right there if I can get it. Yep. It's 150 right there. It'll probably continue to run, but I don't care. I got mine. SPY is moving up. This stock could continue. Little profit taking here. Looks like I nailed it, got out right at the right time. I was hoping for a lot more, but I saw weakness happening, so I bailed. Did pay for dinner, that's good. Maybe a tank of gas. Here we go, it's gonna run. It's reluctant though. The SPY is ticking up. I'm thinking it's going to go. Not a real strong run up, but it is running up. So I nailed it down here, and I got out right here. So from down here at $40, let's just say 40.25 to 42. That's a couple of bucks right there. We should have a small pullback, and then a continuation. Showing weakness. Still just a small pullback. Getting stronger. This is probably going to be a pullback setup right here. I'll mark the bottom of this red candle when it stops. It's not a strong pullback. There's probably just profit takers. So if we go green from here, it may run up and break through this resistance level, but it looks like it's going to sell off. That's why I wait on that next green candle. Don't just jump in on this lower support level. Still holding strong. Probably going to run back up to 42.08. Just like that. It's struggling. If you're in it, I would be out. So LIFW, did it do anything? It did. It went up and open. Had you been watching it, you probably could have caught it and ran it up to about 50 cents, it looks like. Still may have an opportunity here. The pullback would have been here, but I was in a different trade, so I couldn't get through it. I don't like these tall candle wicks on the top. These are sellers driving it back down. I would not chance it at this point. We want to see wicks on the bottom, not the top. They are having a battle, though. This is SNBR on the high flyers. It's not really pumping the volume spike up yet. What you want to watch for down here is this first column. This high flyer scan, the moving averages are stacked, and when I mean stacked, the 5 is above the 13 is above the 34. They're pointing north, and you get these spike arrows in it. That's what this scan does. It finds every stock that's doing that or fixing to do it. I normally wait on this first one and this volume spike. If it's really flying, I will jump in. Not happening at the moment. This is the other one in VOS. It's a cheaper stock making a run up. So they're pointing north. The moving averages are stacked. The price is above the 5. That's how you know they're nice and strong, especially when you get this separation between the moving averages. As it's moving up, it gets wider. It's telling you it's getting stronger. And when you see this 5 start rolling over, it's getting weak. The SPY is pulling back here. That's probably what's causing the red candle. So just make sure you click on the ones that have a momentum number and check them out. American Airlines moving here. It's a $12 stock. NRGV, not seeing it up here. Of course, I don't have all of the stocks, just like you don't. NRGV, pulling back. That was a strong pullback. I doubt that this is a pullback play. This really dropped off. It lost almost 50% of these gains. I wouldn't trust that one. LIFW trying to make a move here. And all I'm doing, I'm watching these top 3 or 4. The volume has died. I'm also watching down here on the high flyers for these volume spikes. I want that first stock to really trigger one. LIFW's made it to the second position up here. Needs to break through 707, come back down and retest it before the next run up. We did get the breakthrough. We were on it early too. We caught it right back down here when it turned around. Maybe get a retest here, which would also be a pullback. Or it may just keep running. I don't chase them though, and I suggest you don't unless you're a very experienced trader. Now in the number one position up there on all stocks. So the perfect play here would be a pullback down to 707 and then a run up. There's the pullback to 707. It happened that fast. You take your eyes off your screen, you miss it. There's that next green candle. Let's see if it runs. There it goes. It's not looking real strong. I'm watching volume. It's ticking and stopping and ticking and stopping. But it did bounce off the 707. It did give us a pullback. About a 30-cent gain at this point. This is that play I say happens over and over and over. There we go. Running up to 785 would be the next level. And that level was already there because we played this stock before. Right up to 785. Breaking through. Another beautiful pullback play right here. Still going. Hopefully you guys bought in. It's late now. Don't take that as an entry. Good job, Dusty. That was a good call out this morning, right, Dusty? That was the one to watch. LIFW really strong here. Volume slowing down. If you're in, you know what to do. Looks like LIFW halted. So two good plays at market open, RBLX and LIFW. What was good about it is RBLX ended, for me anyway, and then LIFW took off. Greg, you got to watch that 10% rule. It may gap up, though, at open. It was pretty strong when it halted. I'm looking at level 2. I don't see a bunch of sellers sitting on the board. You still may be good. Let's see where it happens. Thank you, Wayne, for that donation. I really appreciate it. If you're new here and you haven't joined us, you need to get on board. We do this every morning. You're missing profits. I'm not bragging. I'm only demoing. The indicators are doing the work for you. I'm just showing you how to play them. They're very reliable. Good job, Bob. Looks like RBLX done left the scans. I don't see it in the list anymore. We'll go look at it real quick. So RBLX did sell off, but then it ran up again. There could have been a chance for a second profit. LIFW should be resuming here in the next minute. So if it gaps up on the restart, that's when I would bail, but you use your own discretion. While the buyers are present, that's when you need to exit. Or if you're brave and you have a risk factor, you hang on and hopefully you make a little extra after that gap up. That's where experience comes in. The SPY is a little red. Vaughn, I'm buying the ask and selling the bid. You have those two buttons over in your active trader. Yours don't say buy the ask, sell the bid. You need to click the gear icon by your buttons and change them out. Also, make sure you have auto send and TIF. TIF is the time and force. Is it pre-market or market open? The auto send means when you click that buy button, you're instantly in. When you click to sell, you are instantly out. There's not a confirmation popping up. You're either in or out. A little bit longer halt than normal. See you later, Stephen. I appreciate you joining us. Have a blessed day. Thank you, John, for that information. I knew it was longer than normal. Good job, Vaughn. Thank you for joining us. Have a blessed one. See you later, Sonia. Have a good one. God bless. Had I been watching it closely, when it pulled down on this red candle to 707, I would have waited on the green candle and gotten in. This next green candle after a red confirms that it's going to move up. This is the perfect pullback. I should have marked this level, but I didn't, but it's fine. But this became resistance, and then it pulled back to support, which is this level. Then we got a green candle, and it took off. Thank you, JC. You have a blessed day. Thank you, Dwayne. That's why I'm here, give you guys the truth. Most people run when they see a pullback. They think it's over. That's actually your entry. And I used to do the same thing. I'd see a green candle and a red one, and I'd move on to the next stock and go back to it, and it did this, and then I'd feel bad. But I haven't done that in years. I learned. See you later, AC. Have a blessed one. It did gap up. You should be out. Like I said, unless you're brave. You're at the next resistance level and it's breaking through. You may be good. Use your experience here. Probably going to go into another halt. Good job, Picker. Now this halt I wouldn't trust. So Michael, the wicks really do matter. So if you have a green candle, that this candle here used to be green all the way to this resistance level. The wick on the top are people driving it back down or taking profits. So you really don't want to see some tall wicks on the top. Like here, for instance, we didn't have a bunch of tall wicks. We did on this red candle, but it was a short one. And then you see a wick on the bottom of this candle, and then hardly any wicks going up. That's a strong run. The less wicks you can see, the better off. And the taller the candles, the stronger the run. The more north these indicators are pointing, the stronger the run. The more white arrows you see popping in, the stronger the run. You have lots of confirmation here to look at. Stone Cold, I don't use stop losses, so I don't want to missteer you here. I don't see any reason to use them if you're scalping. You're either wrong or right when you're scalping. If you're wrong, just get out. You can probably get out with a lot shorter loss rather than waiting on a stop loss you set 10% back. Scalping, I don't deal with a whole bunch. I just deal with a mouse click and some volume and price action. This is nothing but price action and volume. So we have yet to fail on these pullbacks, and we're still going strong. So NVOS ran up. It had a pullback right here, but did not do much of anything afterwards. It didn't have a strong run up. It is pulling back again, but it could be a sell-off because of the weakness back here. Kind of like they're giving up on it when it goes through numerous red candles. We like to see that one red candle before the next green one, which indicates the buyers are coming back in. Here, the sellers are selling off. It could bounce maybe back up to here, but it's acting like the buyers are giving up on it. The volume is quite low right now. But you never know. This is the stock market. Weird things can happen. I'm thinking the buyers gave up on this one. Just like here, you want to see green, red, green, 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 green. That's a good bounce. So it's not multiple red candles working their way down. That's a sign of buyers giving up. Good observation, old thumb. Don't want wicks on the top. You are welcome, Martina. If you're here every morning, you hear me repeat these things over and over and over. And the more you hear them, the more you absorb them, and the more you remember them. And you get to the point where you don't need me anymore. That's my goal anyway, to make you that good. And it's working. I've converted quite a few traders over that were losing before they found our YouTube channel. I get that comment quite often. I gave up until I ran into your YouTube. That's a good feeling for me, not to brag or nothing, but I'm happy that I can teach everyone what's still working in this awful market. I make an awful market look pretty good. If you didn't have these indicators, you'd probably be relying on a paid service for one stock at a time and hoping you can get in by the time they tell you it's rising. This way we can catch them down low, catch the pullbacks, get confirmation, and have a great chance of making money off of them. I don't know about you guys, but I absolutely love this setup. You can tell how calm I am when I trade. I don't even worry anymore. No anxiety whatsoever. I have no opinion when they're gapping and stopping. I don't know what's waiting in the background for when it resumes. Just like you don't, I don't. There could be somebody that bought 5,000 shares and they can't wait till it resumes, and then he sells and a red candle comes and other people panic and it could just fall. It's not predictable. The money was back here, not now. Low risk, very high risk. Thank you, Spy. You're welcome, Greg. I wouldn't find them either, brother. Without this, I used to search just like everybody else did, hoping I'd land on the right one. Not anymore. It's a blessing from above. See you later, Picker. Appreciate you joining us this morning. And Picker, I did get called out. I'm going to have to leave after this live stream. Hopefully I'll be back around noontime. Gapped up again. If you were caught in that last halt, get out. Becoming very risky now. Looks like a lot of brave souls in this one. They don't want it to quit. They say the party's not over. I don't know who'd be buying the top of those candles, though, but that's not a good sign. They're a lot braver than me. Good job, Skits. Thank you, Mr. Rodriguez. You have a blessed one as well. Alvin, on level 2, the bid side are your buyers and the sell side are the ask. You just have to make sure that on the ask side, the seller side, the amount of shares flowing through are not larger than the ones on the bid side. That's why I said they were very brave to be buying up here. Somebody's hurting for money now. Elmore, you're welcome. Good job, Installer Pro. At least you got out with profit. Look at it that way. Most of them get out with a big loss. Any green day is a good day in my book. We've calmed way down on the volume now. We don't even hardly have a spike. The SPY did fall really hard. It's kind of recovering now. Doesn't matter anymore, Greg. Hindsight is not good to watch. You got your piece in the middle. That's all I care about. See you later, Broke Joe. Appreciate you joining us this morning. Have a blessed day. So if it's going to bounce, it's going to bounce at this level back up to this level. So we did have a sell-off, but it's not one red candle, it's 3. Now people are probably freaking out from this sell-off after that gap and halt. So it's not going to bounce, it's probably going to go down. And the SPY seems to be wanting to go back down. That party's over. See you later, Alfredo. Have a blessed one. See you later, Skits. Appreciate you joining us. Come back tomorrow. You can make up what she spends. Thank you, Keith. I'm glad I could be of service to you. We're mostly done for today. I'll hang around till 9:30, but I'm not seeing any more activity. I'm watching the SPY kind of bounce around on the bottom. Not even nothing in high flyer is really triggering. So during the day, if you watch this high flyer scan and wait for a stock to jump in this top position and for this volume spike to take off, you could have an opportunity for another run up somewhere. You're welcome, David. Have a blessed day. Keith, it's finding stocks where the moving averages are stacked. And what I mean by stacked is this is the 5, this is the 13, and in this scan I also included the 34, which would be down here. So as long as these indicators, these moving averages are moving up and the price is above the 5, this scan's going to find them. So the moving averages, there's probably a 34 right here, and now we get a spike, which is what you see here. So this stock has a good chance of going up. It's hitting resistance currently. That's why I like to wait on this volume spike to take off once one of them hits this top position. Being that the moving averages are stacked in the proper position with the 5 being, with the price being above the 5, they're very strong. I'm seeing bullish coming in a little bit. But the SPY's falling, so I'm not really thinking it's going to go anywhere. See you later, Greg R. Have a blessed one. They are EMAs. You can tell we're having a bad day when you only have 2 or 3 stocks listed in high flyers, it can't find anything that the moving averages are stacked and the price is above the 5. That's when you know you're having a bad day, when you only have 2 or 3 stocks here. Currently, we have about 10, so we're not looking too bad today yet. See you later, old thumb. Have a blessed one, brother. Thank you, Brendan. Thank you, Roth. See you tomorrow. See you later, James. Have a blessed day. I got about 10 more minutes before I end the stream. I thank everybody who participated this morning. I know some of you made a little bit of money. That always helps. I made a little. I got my piece. Hope to see you back tomorrow. Continue the education. You get stronger and stronger and stronger. I never quit teaching myself even. The more I repeat it to you, the more I remember it. Thank you, Flo. Thank you, Shoki, Stephan, and James, and Hamrick. Thank you, MY. Looks like we're pretty dead. The SPY's coming down. Francisco, there's not a book out there that'll teach you what I'm showing you live. I'm sure there is some good books like One Trade at a Time. I actually have that book. I never read it, but I own it. Or One Good Trade, I think is what it's called. I think the title encouraged me to buy it because that's kind of what I count on is one good trade. I just sell the farm on it. Good job, Dwayne. But you won't really learn unless you're up here watching these streams, watching me actually do it before you. It helps you to know exactly what you need to do. Richard, once you detach them and get them where you want, just click Setup and save the workspace as and name it. And the next time you need it, just hit Setup and it'll be in the bottom of that drop down. It doesn't really save exactly. Sometimes I still got to drag a few windows around, but I have like 20 windows I've dragged around. I think maybe I exceeded the limit on how many windows it can save. So I get most of them back in position, but I still have a couple I've got to drag back where they belong. but it does help. ThinkorSwim's not perfect. It doesn't do exactly what you want, but it works enough to make money. Thank you, Richard. Thank you, Francisco. Thank you, Alvin. Have a blessed day. EOSE, cheaper stock, trying to make a run here. Looks like it sold off pretty hard at market open. I don't know if I would trust it or not. Maybe a couple of hopefuls hoping for it to come up a little bit. Not enough money there for me to be interested. From $18 to $20.20. Couple of pennies a number. Not worth it. All right, guys, if you're new here, like the YouTube videos, subscribe to YouTube, join us over on Discord. Get loaded up tomorrow for tomorrow's trading session. Come make some money with us. I appreciate each and every one of you who participate every morning. I'm going to get out of here a little bit early. I've got things to do. I've got to get out to a construction site before I can get back here to do support. So if you're waiting on support, you may wait a while. If you're waiting on me, hopefully somebody else will help you, and I'm sure they will. So as always, have a blessed day. Glad I could help some of you make a little bit of money today. Hopefully I can make some of you make money tomorrow as well. And I do have confidence in that statement. So as always, God bless and have a blessed day. I'm out of here.